Well, hello, and welcome to this new segment I like to call Story Time. I know, super original, but I have a reason for that, and I'll share it halfway through the video, so stick around, okay? I'm gonna be talking about the time me and a group of my friends got crossbows shot at us during the most outrageous game of hide and seek you'll ever hear. And I'm not hyping this whole thing up at the end to be like, oh, the Nerf crossbows. No, this was some serious stuff. So we actually ended up keeping one of the bolts shot at us to this day. But I'm getting ahead of myself. My story starts off in the quaint town of LaPorte, Colorado. And if you've ever accidentally stumbled into LaPorte, I guarantee you didn't stick around long. It was the middle town, you could say, between Fort Collins and the actual town and the mountains, which people would frequent back and forth very often. And for some reason, my family thought that that was a great spot to set up shop. So me and my little middle schooler self literally fresh off the boat. Well, not a boat, but a Toyota, but a mighty vessel nonetheless. And it was just getting acquainted with my new surroundings, the new kid in the neighborhood. Absolutely nobody likes that stuff, am I right? It was my fifth move, and I was sick and tired of being nervous to talk to somebody and wait to make friends. So I took the leap and I went out in the neighborhood. I first tried riding my bike up and down the street to see if anybody would join me. That was not a great idea. There was a grass patch. I took a football and I would throw it as high as I possibly could straight up in the air and try to see if I can catch it. And I did that until I would run into stuff like the swing or the slide or something. That was always weird for me. But eventually, just as the sun was beginning to set, I was on my way back home when this girl, Allie, started talking to me about these two local boys who lived just down the street from me. Come on, I'll introduce you, she would say. She was around my age, and we were supposed to be going to school together that year in the same grade, so I was like, okay, awesome. I had an in, as the kids would say, and that might not seem like a big deal, but to a kid, that is like the golden ticket of making friends. But I was already getting too excited. We rushed across the park. I had my football in my hand, and we approached this house at the edge of the grass. And the house stretched so high up. It was taller than any of the other houses in the neighborhood. No fence, nothing blocking them from the outside world. The park, its grass, connected all the way to the lawn of their backyard. And what laid on top of it was a tree the size of a giant. About 6 feet off the ground from that tree was a little platform built made of wood, almost as if someone started making a tree house but didn't quite finish it. And below that platform, wide and spread, was a trampoline. Now, I don't know how much trampolines hold up nowadays, but when I was a kid, trampolines were the epitome of fun. So much fun to be had. As we were approaching the lawn, I see two young guys jumping off the platform onto the trampoline. And I'm thinking to myself at this point, holy shit, that looks fun as hell, as any guy would. And we kind of actually scared him as we approached him. Hey, she says all loud, and they kind of freak out and they look at us. Whoa, what's up, Allie? One of them says, this is the new kid that I was telling you about. And I kind of wave and look at one of them, and the other one kind of gives me an awkward eye. What's up? They say. I say, what's up? And they start telling me about the game that they're playing. It's ball tag. I'm like, ball tag? That sounds awesome. Anything with a trampoline, I'm sold. So I see these guys jumping up and down. I'm like, yes, let me get involved with that. This is what I want to be doing. So they start messing around, showing me how to play the game, and it feels like hours go by at this point. Well, Allie has to go home, and it's just me and them. And now that it's just all three of us, I kind of start thinking to myself, wow, these twins are so young. So I literally go and ask one of them, hey, what grade are you in? And to my surprise, 2 grades younger than what me and Allie were. And I'm thinking to myself, dang, did she just pin her little brothers onto me? This is wild. And No, it was just so happens that as I'm thinking that, one of them goes, "Now that the sun is away, the hide and seekers come out to play." And now that I'm looking back on this, probably felt like an introduction to some weird cult ritual. But we're kids, we're dumb, and we're just trying to have fun. So I'm so excited hearing the word hide and seek. I tell him immediately, yes, like, I'm good. I'm actually goated at hide and seek. So you guys can, like, step aside because I'm about to shit on all y'all. I mean, I didn't say it like that, but like something like that. He goes, all right, well, if you're so confident, why don't you go first? So I set up at this street light that hasn't even flicked on yet. It's at that weird, awkward time in the day where streetlights haven't kicked on, but it's still kind of dark out, and you like need them to kick on, but they haven't. And right in between where my house and their house is, I start counting. They immediately, I hear two sets of footsteps scatter in opposite directions, and I kind of let out a little chuckle to myself. Not because I thought it was funny or because something was like humorous, but because I just realized that I have no idea how the neighborhood is laid out in any way, shape, or form. And I just agreed to play hide and seek, the seeker first round. So that was great smarts by me there. So anyways, it's about 5 minutes into me just kind of walking around the neighborhood, figuring out the layout, and I see and hear a trash can fall over and a pair of legs just start kicking from where the lid is. Almost like a scene straight out of a cartoon movie. So it's obviously one of the twins. I run over, I snatch his ankles really hard and pull him out of the trash can super tight and kind of freak him out. He screamed so high pitched and so loud that all the lights in the house that we were outside of flicked on at the same time, and we quickly just cleaned up the garbage and we ran away as quickly as possible because holy crap, we did not want to get in trouble for that shit. So obviously, found his ass, no worries there. I look at him and I go, time to find your brother. He looks right back at me in the eyes and he goes, oh, I know exactly where he's hiding at. And I'm like, oh, sweet, cool. We can move on to the next round as quickly as possible. Lead the way, my squire of Cavendish. So we're walking down the neighborhood, and he goes, oh my gosh, I hope he didn't actually do it. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, like, is this bad? Is this serious? So I ask him, what do you mean by that? And he goes, well, he always jokes about going into this guy's garden, but he never actually does. And I ask him, what's so bad about going in this one guy's garden? He tells me that the 2 times that they've ever even gotten close to this guy's property, he's come out with weapons of some kind. Guns, knives. He's just a crazy ass neighbor, apparently. So he's thinking, oh my gosh, I hope he didn't actually go into the guy's garden because he is a serious psychopath. Like, he will actually hurt us. And now I'm starting to get really worried. Oh my gosh, what kind of stupid kid is this to go into a spot knowing that there's going to be danger, knowing that there's going to be some kind of repercussion from it? Well, that's this guy right here, because he had literal no F's to give, zero regard for his human safety or his friend's safety. And lo and behold, as we're approaching the guy's fence, there's a peeled back part of the fence where it looks like somebody crawled through and a child's sketcher right outside. So at this point, we're freaking out. I flick on my phone light and I start looking around. And as soon as I do, we hear a, hey, you get the fuck out of my garden. And his brother comes flying through the fence at full speed, not even grabbing his shoe, knocking us over, knocking himself over, just screaming, go, go, go. And in his hand, he's holding a crossbow bolt. And we heard something clonk right next to the ground beside us. And without thinking or anything, we just all got up and sprinted back to our houses into the night, never once again seeing that neighbor ever again. But so yeah, I really hope you enjoyed my shitty first story. And I realized I didn't get a chance to tell you why I was keeping it so simple. And that was because I am simple. As simple as I can be. No, the real reason is I just haven't come up with a name yet. But that's where you guys could step in. Please let me know down in the comments below what I could start calling the series or what we could create this as, because I'm really curious to continue it.